This message is for you. Be you a gambler, be you a religious leader, be you an elder statesman, be you the richest or the greatest in the continent, or be you, ladies and gentlemen, this message is for you. Africa is about to be colonized again. Don't say I did not warn you. Africa is about to be colonized again. Blessed be to Kwame Nkrumah, for your glory will last forever. For I know that you will appear in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, for the next annual jamborees for our leaders, African leaders, and we are going to blindfold their eyes because they have eyes but they do not see that Africa is about to be colonized. Of course, in 1963, we told them that let's not live here without becoming one. Let us live here with one army, one currency, one capital that should be in Central African Republic, but other opinion is allowed. But people did not agree with you. People like Emperor Haile Selassie did not agree with you. People like Mwalimu Julius Kambaranga Nyerere did not agree with you. People like Jesus Ngwazi Kamuzu Banda did not agree with you. People like Gamal Abdel Nasser did not agree with you. People like Modibo Keita did not agree with you. Even Jomo Kenyatta from Kenya did not agree with you, because they suggest that Africa will unite, but it has to be step by step. We reminded them that when they get used to 21 gun salutes, when they get used to people opening their cars and people answering them, sir, 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 but they did not agree. Look at what is happening to Africa today. Conflicts everywhere. People are being recruited, divided and ruled. 4 countries in Africa has been taken over by the military coup. Niger. Of course, it's quite unfortunate that coup d'etats. But let me warn you that Africa is about to be colonized again. Don't say I did not warn you that the work, the struggles of our forefathers is about to be in vain. Our forefathers, such as Mwalimu Julius Kambaranga Nyerere, Osagyefo Kwame Nkrumah, Nnamdi Azikiwe, Obafemi Awolowo, and Sir Abubakar Tafawa Balewa, James Evans Aggrey, Henry Sylvester Williams from Trinidad and Tobago, whose activities spawns our modern day Pan-Africanism in 1897. Of course, Africa is about to be colonized again. There are wars now, war of resources. It pains me that all the struggles of our forefathers is about to be torpedoed by the selfishness and foolishness and stupidity of our leaders, our so-called leaders. Of course, they are selfish. They don't know what they are doing because nobody elect them. They are being recruited by the Western powers, so they don't care about you. Look at what's happening in Africa. Conflicts everywhere. Go to Niger, conflict. Go to Burkina Faso, conflict. Go to Nigeria, conflict. Go to Cameroon, conflict. Amazonia say they want to be on their own. Nigeria, the Biafra say they want to be on their own. If you go to Morocco, the Sahrawis say they want to be on their own. If you go to northern Mozambique, the entire region is about to be disarray. Man and humanity to man. Africa, clean Africa for the interests of the West. Then who is fooling who? It is quite unfortunate that Africa is killing Africa, the benefit of the West, which is stupidity, because of course we don't know what we are doing to ourselves. The black has entered our brain that we don't reason any longer. How could it be that you are being given gun to go and slaughter your fellow human, your fellow African for peanuts? What did you gain? Nothing. We are just as stupid as foolishness. Because I don't see the reason why an African can be killing African for the interest of the North, of the West, of the Western power. They don't care about you. Look at what is happening in Niger. The French say they have uranium deposits sites. The US say, United States say they have uranium deposit sites. So some African personnel has been recruited to fight for their interests. So you have a deposit site, uranium deposit site in Niger, and it matters to you. Yet the citizens' welfare doesn't matter to you. Nigerians are dying in hunger, inflation rises day after day. People are dying of poverty. Yet you have uranium sites in Niger. The Western power don't care about you. They are here for business, and business is a game of interests. So if you like, kill your brothers and sisters, they don't care. If you like, do whatever that you want to do to please them. You are just fooling yourself for nothing's sake. Africa is about to be colonized again. Don't say I did not warn you. Don't say that Alu Bastard did not warn you. Of course, Kwame Nkrumah wrote a book in 1957 that imperialism is the last stage of capitalism, and many did not even care to read to try to know what he's talking about. Imperialism, new colonialism, this is what is happening in Africa. Of course, the West they will tell you that you are free. You are not free. You are not free beyond your flag that you made on your own. You are not free because they will recruit people to front them as a camouflage, just as they recruited Jabete Bokassa, just as they recruited Joseph Kasavubu Mobutu Sese Seko from Congo Democratic Republic. Who recruited them? King Leopold of Belgium recruited them. King Leopold that killed over 13 million Congolese, and nobody has ever talked about it. The world has not known or has not talked about it up to today. But look at Ukraine. Some powers such as like US, Joe Biden is trying to sell what makes up America in order to defeat and to destroy Russia and Vladimir Putin. But Putin is a great man. History will never forget you because you are a strong man. The whole world, G7 are fighting you, only you, for close to many months, close to 1 year now. Still, you are winning them. I don't know how your relationship with Muammar al-Gaddafi of Libya was when the so-called NATO that want to destroy you destroyed him, because I wish your relationship with him was so tight and so incorrigible. He wouldn't have died. Africa wouldn't have lost Muammar Gaddafi. Of course, Muammar Gaddafi is the real successor of Pan-African, high priest, because he has the spirit of Pan-African agenda in him. With the death of Muammar Gaddafi, Africa loses a lot. Africa loses much. Muammar Gaddafi died because even Africans did not support him. Why? Because Africans are afraid of NATO. That is G7. And who is their head? Joe Biden. It was not lost on me that the other day he summoned African leaders. I use the word summon because that's what it is. And African leaders quickly answered, ran to US to answer their call, and Joe Biden gave them $60 billion to share. And after then, he began to relate with them in bilateral relation, one after another. Bilateral relationship. That is what they use to cage Africa. Aid, USAID, IMF, NGOs, IMF. That is the Robin Hoodism of our latter days kind, because they rob from the poor to enrich the riches. Because the Robin Hoodism, I know, is robbing from the rich to feed the poor, but the IMF is robbing from the poor to enrich the riches. That's nonsense. That is man inhumanity to man. That is unacceptable. That is how the West has been dealing with Africa. The world must rise up. The world must rise up. Africa is real. Africa is real because Africa is a population of nearly 3 billion human beings. Africa has been enslaved for 400 years, and after the enslavement, after the world criticized the slavery and abolished it in 1865, not in West Africa, because West Africa stayed stayed 10 years more. That is in 1875, we said. That is okay. And the European powers, because they began to feel it, because Africa is their site where they got the resources they need to make themselves, to enrich themselves. So they decide to come and colonize Africa. They assembled in Berlin 9 years later in 1884 and divide Africa for their own interest. So our enslavement and our colonization is a glory to other civilization. Don't say I did not warn you that Africa is about to be colonized again. Don't say I did not warn you that Africa is about to be colonized again.